Hello and welcome to Low and Soul. In this episode, I will show you how to make Qbot alarm while Qbot is near the obstacle. So let's get started. First, let's transfer to Arduino mode, and we can use this module as well. Because in this episode, we also use ultrasonic module. So let's get it from the list. And this one is the module we want. And also we need to create a new variable to save the distance. So we can drag the slider below the we make program and pull the module to this position. You can see we have already set the distance as the ultrasonic sensor distance. And now let's consider different situations. If the distance from obstacle is greater than 10 centimeters, then the Qbot will move forward. But if the distance is less than 10 centimeters, we can make our Qbot make sound of beep and stop running, because Qbot is going to hit the obstacle, so we have to help them, right? And now we can use this module to set different situations. In this episode, we also need to use these judgment conditions. Now, let's make first situation. If the distance is greater than 10, the Qbot will also move forward. But because we will make Qbot make sound of beep to alarm you, so if the distance is so wide, and that means the alarm interval will be so long. So we can set a limitation for this judgment condition. If the distance is greater than 10 centimeters, but the distance is less than 50 centimeters, we can use this module to connect these two sentences. If the distance is less than 50 centimeters, just like this, and put it into this position, you can say, now if the distance is greater than this number, but smaller than 50 kilometers, then the Qbot will move forward. So let's find the speed motor. We can change the speed to 20. Okay, and this is the first situation. Let's consider other situation. If the distance is smaller than 10 centimeters but greater than 0 centimeters, the Qbot will stop running. If the distance greater than 0 and the distance is less than 10 centimeters, but the distance is also equal to 10 centimeters. So we can find this module to connect our sentence just like this. Now you can say, if the sentence is greater than 0 centimeters, but the distance is less than 10 centimeters, or the distance is equal to 0 centimeters, then the Qbot will stop running, because the distance is so smaller and the Qbot is going to hit the obstacle. So we have to make Qbot stop running. And now let's find these two modules. Okay, and this is the second situation. If the distance is greater than 50 centimeters, and if the distance is equal to 0 centimeters, we can also make Qbot move forward, because when the distance is 0, and that means the distance from the obstacle is greater than 50 centimeters, so there's no obstacle ahead. Qbot can move forward. And just like this. And now we can make our Qbot alarm when there's an obstacle ahead. So this module is necessary, you can say. And let's put this waiting time to this project because we have to combine the waiting time and the distance measured by ultrasonic sensor. For example, if the shorter the waiting time is and the faster the frequency of the alarm is. In other words, if the distance is smaller, then the frequency of the alarm is faster. So we can use this module to achieve this gameplay, this multiplication module. If the distance multiply 0.01, I will give you an example to explain to you why. If the distance is 10, then the 10 multiplied by 0.01, and that is 0.01 second. In other words, Qbot will make sound of beep every 0.01 second. And if the distance is 50 centimeters, then 50 multiplied by 0.01, and that is 0.05. So the Qbot will make sound of beep every 0.05. So have you noticed that the shorter the distance is, the faster the frequency of the alarm is? So let's put this time into this module. And this is the first situation. Now let's move to second situation. If the distance is less than 10 centimeters, of course we will also make Qbot make sound of beep. So put the slider into this position and change the bit to double. Because the distance is so smaller, so Qbot will make a faster frequency of the alarm. And this is the project we just made it today. And we can save this project to the Qbot. I name it alarming and stopping while facing the obstacle. So now you can give it a shot and see how it works. See you next time.